Hello, welcome back. This is Angela. I didn't realize it, but the volume was going out on my camera because I needed a new battery in my mic. And I didn't realize that until I double checked it this time, and it was almost gone. So that's why I have been having to edit the volume once I get it into Photoshop Elements, whatever it is that I use to make my videos, edit my videos. Anyway, my husband just so happened, thankfully, oh, what a man. He had the right batteries for me. And I didn't have to, you know, get out of my paint clothes, my scrapping my art clothes, and put on a better shirt and go to town and find the battery. So anyway, thank you, husband, for having what I needed. Okay, so we are back. Now this next part, we are going to back you out a little bit. How's that? Let me see what that gives me here. What kind of line? Right about here? Here? I gotta be here. I gotta be in this square block up here. Okay. Okay. I'm going to wipe off my table. Now we're going to cover this outer section of our book, like I said. Now I wanted to show you that I know when you move this end page down, it doesn't come all the way to the end, you see. Can you tell that? You can't tell it right there. What if I put a piece of paper there so you could see it? Does that kind of show you what? See, here's the edge of the paper. Anyway, I have a little more than 1/4 of an inch there, I believe. Yeah, it'd be more than that. But, yeah, see, it's way more than that. Excuse me. But the way that you put this end page in is going to seem awkward. It's just going to seem really awkward. So, excuse me, I gotta get a drink of water, I guess. Oh, goodness. Hang on a second, I'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. Sorry, I had to sneeze a whole bunch, and I knew you didn't want to hear me sneeze online. So I'll have to edit this too and connect it to the other one. So here we are, a text block. It's a blank book, isn't it? The way that we're going to glue this in page to here is going to seem really way out there, because you're going to say, now how is that going to work, Angela? This clear over here, and this one, if I just lay it down, it only goes to right here. Well, because of how we're doing our book, it is going to work. Because this spine is going to be floating here. It's not going to be glued down to this spine. So that's how it works. But you can see we have more than enough here, you know, to cover this piece. Now, I think the best way to do this might be, let me turn on my other light, that'll help, is to take a 1/8 inch mark. It's just going to be rough. We don't have to, I'm going to put a really light line there. I'm going to do the same over here. Excuse my head if it's in the camera. This is just going to tell us where 1/8 is. I think we have about 1/8 on each side here. That's what I tried to measure it as. So we want this to be pretty close. Sorry, don't mean to get out of camera. I'm trying to stay with my head out of the camera, and instead I take the video away. Sheesh, I'm not being very nice, am I? Okay, so I have just some light little lines here so that I can gauge where my 1/8 is. Because we're not gluing our spine into the book, it's hard to tell where everything is situated. So what you want to be sure you do is get the edges of your page on these, you know, within these book lines, because that will help. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it will help with keeping it even in the book. So if I'm between the 1/8 on each side here, except for right there. And now I can just barely see that one. But that one is too far out there, because the 1/8 is actually right under the page, just barely showing its little head. Okay, yes, okay, so we're going to be okay. Now I do have some glue over here. Let me see if I can erase some of that glue. Put back in my little line. Okay, so now I'm going to try to get away with using the glitter glue on this, the art glitter glue. If it doesn't work, then we will have to use the other glue, the PVA glue. I'm hoping not to do that because it kind of warps the board a little bit, and I haven't, usually I like to gesso my boards before these boards, before I put glue on them, because it kind of helps to stabilize the warpage. But anyway, we'll just have to do the best we can. The most important thing to remember here is you need glue all over this part, but you also need glue right along these edges and here. So I don't know, I'm a little concerned that this might be not fast enough. So forgive me if I get out of screen. I'm just going to say it right now because it's probably going to happen. So let's see. So we'll go ahead and run our glue here. We know our page has to come at least to here. And I'm going to try and put it on a little bit thick. Ultimately, the best way to do this would be to use the PVA glue and spread this around so that it doesn't cause the warpage, and use a brush so that you have glue everywhere. You can see the glitter glue is already drying. So I've taken the nib off of my glue just to give me a little more glue. Because I want to get it right out to my edges if I can. This is what's going to hold your book in ultimately, so you do want it to be nice and strong. Okay. All right, here we go. Oops. So I'm bringing it up here first, because if it glues down, I want it at least where it needs to be up at the top. And I want it to be as even as possible. Okay, if your glue is squishing out, go ahead. That's a good thing. You kind of want it to squish out a little bit. But wipe it up, because you don't want a huge mess around your book. Just go easy on your paper, because I don't know what kind of paper you're using. Make sure you have your tools at hand. Ultimately, we are going to oh, this is the back of the book. Oh, I didn't check. My fault if I messed it up. Okay, so here we are. Go ahead and use your bone folder or a tool to kind of even that out as best as you can. And if you have a slightly, very slightly damp towel, that would help your edges here a little bit. Okay, go ahead and let your book collapse. And apply some pressure on it for a little bit. So, forgot to start my timer. I'm starting it now. We're what, about 10 minutes in? 15 probably. So when it hits 15 minutes, it'll be time to sign off. So I don't want this to peel up when we lay the other end paper over here. But it is going to work, because we left that 1/4 inch in there. Now the one thing I forgot to do was, shame on me, I forgot to work these pieces down in from the other side. And it'd be too late now. These here. So I'm going to lightly put them in. Okay. We'll be able to put them in before we put our cover on our book. I hope. This just stretches the papers a little bit and gets them ready to be a book. Am I on camera? So I'm trying not to be too hard because I don't want to tear through my paper. But I should have done this before I put the text block in. I'm just so excited about getting it done. There, so now you can see it a little better. Okay. I don't want to lift that up. That's why I'm a little hesitant here. I think what we will do is take a piece of clean wax paper. Let me grab one. Going to have to find a piece of it. Not there. I won't find one right there. I have to go around my table. Come over here. Nope, that's not one. Here we go. Oh, I'm all tangled up. Okay. So what I want to do is I kind of want to wrap this up a little bit. I'm going to just fold that over there for strength. Okay, I'm gonna find my tape. I'm not going to tape the book, I promise. And I'm just going to kind of secure this up a little bit while we while we glue the other side in. And the reason I'm doing that is just to protect the text block from glue. This is wax paper, so I'm giving it added tape because it doesn't want to stick to it. If I put a cookie on it, it would probably stick like crazy. That's how cooking gets with me. Yeah, it doesn't like wax paper at all. But it's going to help us protect our book while we glue this next page in. It's a little tricky. I'm going to be working at this angle down here. Way down here. So, anyway, if I can't let you see at least some of it, well, you'll just have to trust me. 1/4, 1/8. Let me just turn it this way. It's much easier. And we have 1/8. And we have 1/8. Now it doesn't have to be perfectly on that 1/8. Just get it as close as you can to kind of, you know, balance it out there. This book's not very heavy, but it won't work. I'll have to put my dictionaries on it when we're done here. Okay, I should have tucked that ribbon in a little bit further. Okay. Boy, I need to clean my tools. All right. I wonder if we should just use that PVA glue and then we'll stack it and let it dry. No, because it'll warp it. I just don't want it to warp. That's the problem. Perhaps the glue stick would have worked good on these inside pages. Just going to let that bead up there, I think, while I go around this edge. Work your glue right to the edge of your paper. We'll wipe it off after it gets to the, after we get it to the other side. One of the people I really recommend you watch, I think her name is Sea Lemon here on YouTube. She's very good about doing tutorials about different book bindings like this, and I watch her a lot. She has a really good channel, and she also has a Patreon, if you're into Patreon. And wipe your fingers off good. Now, hopefully I didn't tape that too much, and I did. Going to have to take it off now. So you have it down here, pointing towards you. You're pulling it up to that 1/8, squishing it over, keeping it in the 1/8 on the sides. Get your bone folder in there. And your towel to clean up any excess glue. Don't worry if the page looks really crummy. We're going to fix that before we're all done. If when you're done and it's needs something, we'll go over that. I'm not sure what I'm thinking of right now. I'm off a little bit here. Oh, if we have glue on other parts of the book where we don't want it. So go ahead and take another piece of wax paper if you have it and stick it in here with your, it's there so your pages don't stick together. Now you can see that that did warp, so the art glitter glue does warp if you use large amounts of it. Okay, run this into the front of your book like this. I'm going to fold that over just because it had glue on it. The only thing I'm trying to prevent is gluing any pages together while we let this sit. We are going to stack books on it for about 24 hours. So it's going to look something like that with another book, but I'm going to set them over here off of my art table so that we can play around with some of the ephemera stuff, okay? So say hello book. See, you can see it's floating in there now. Looks good. We did it. So I'm setting it on another piece of wax paper just to protect it. I'm setting one book on top, that big dictionary, and I'm going to put this one on top too because it is a wonderful book that I was going to cut up, but the animals were too big in anyway to go into a journal. So I'm going to stack that on there. And let's see, I don't think we'll need this one, but we may need, oh, let's see. That's a piece of scrap paper. We may need some of these eventually. Oh my goodness. You know, that is a little bit stressful. Trying to situate that, and you know, because the spine is not where you think it should be, which is at the spine. It's kind of floating in there and you're pulling on it. So what will we put on the front of our book? What, oh what, oh what? Do we want to use something like these? Let's see, our book cover was, what? 6 1/4 by 5 1/16. 11/16, sorry. I know we did some other measurements in there too that were weird, but anyway, Sea Lemon. I will list her below so you can go view her channel. The other one I recommend is Nick the Booksmith. She has some workshops you can take if you want to do that. But Sea Lemon has lots and lots of videos on binding books and stitches, all kinds of ways. So I highly recommend her. And let's see. So, book size, 6 1/4 by 5 11/16, 5 1/2 maybe. Let's cut a piece of paper that size. Go over there. No, really. Oh, you can't because there's a drawer open. Okay. 6 1/4 by 5 5 11/16 is like 5 5/8. And I think I'll do 5 1/2. Just thinking about book covers. This gives me something to look at that I can kind of think about the cover, how I might want to do it. Now, I did think about putting this on the background. Now we could do that. We could put one of those down on there, and that would give us a background for using some of these. These we'll probably put on a, we'll probably back them good and then raise them up a little bit. I don't want to make the paper, the book, can't think of what I want to say. I don't want to, I don't want to put a bunch of fluff on the front, because if it's a writing journal, you're going to want to be able to open the book and write in the pages. So, and I can't really do that. So, gosh, I thought maybe we could finish it up this time, but we're just not going to be able to. So, I think what we'll do is I will go ahead and let you go on this one. And we will, let's see, what other paper do I have here? I had that one and that one. Didn't I have one more? Did I end up using it? Whoops. Maybe I put it in here. Had that one, that one, that one. This one. Oh, there it is. Oh. You don't want to watch me cut these out, so. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these out. And I will cut some of these out. And I will fussy cut some of these out. And we'll keep thinking about this, but I may break into my second pack of paper, because I really do love. Oh, I love that one too. And I love this one. So we might use one of those on the cover. What's on the other side? Just pretties. And I love this, but she's going to be too big for the cover. But she would be very pretty on there, wouldn't she? And I love this. This would be very pretty on the cover. Let's see, what did I do with our pretend cover? Here it is. So I could put the flower on there. I mean, obviously the flower fits. That would be pretty. And we could put some butterflies on it. I like this for the back cover. I think that's very pretty. Now what would happen if we had that with this? Doesn't really do anything for it, does it? So, you know what I may do with some of these is make some envelopes to put inside of the journal. That would be very cool. And then we could put a piece of paper in it. Yeah. So I may utilize the paper in a different way. This right here. I absolutely adore this one. And I would love that in there. Now, the bird doesn't really fit. But, see, if I go here, I chop his head off. If I go to here, he's still chopped off, but he's coming into the book. So he'd be like that much, flying into the book. But I would have to unfortunately cut off his backside. But that would still be very pretty. And then I could take the bird cutout and put the other one maybe over here somewhere. So we'd have a half a bird and a whole bird. But that's the other one I was thinking about using. So this is very pretty, but you can see it needs a whole big book cover. And I love this, just as a background. I know it's weird, isn't it? Really weird, and really weird. But, you know, you could put one of the women on there. No, you really can't. Never mind. Doesn't fit now. So, oh, but look at this. You could have one of those. I don't know exactly how you do it. I mean, if that was on the cover, that one. Anyway, if this was fussy cut out and then sanded nicely so it was nice and level, one of these could be on the inside. One of these ladies here. Wouldn't that be pretty? And that could be on the cover. Ooh, I think I might do that. Okay, so that's an idea. How would I fussy cut that? Well, I would just put a hole in the center, and then I would fussy cut around. I wouldn't take the scrolls, but I would fussy cut around the flowers. And then I would put her in behind it. I'd put a background back there. It just wouldn't have the purple. I think that would be very pretty. And then there's clocks. They put a lot of clocks with their papers, but is there anything that refers to time on here? Flowers are like friends. They bring color to your world. Butterflies come to pretty flowers. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. Dreams are illustrations from the book your soul is writing about you. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. Flowers don't tell, they show. Nothing about time, though. I was just wondering if there was something that would go with the clock. I'm thinking about decorating the inside cover too. So, you know, really, because of the way I sliced and diced the paper, I've used the whole pack of paper except for those two pieces and these. So I need to think about using in my second pack so I can decorate the inside front cover and the inside back cover. So you may need 2 pads of paper. So just something to let you know. You know, I'm a paper hoarder. I'm really trying to go through my Stamperia packs because I love to buy it, but I let myself buy this one, but I just can't keep buying it and not using it. So I have a lot of these kind of journals in the queue to put on my Etsy site. They're simple enough to make, and it would be certainly better to make them in bulk than to make one at a time, because now you see we're sitting here waiting. We could be making another book. Oh, not enough time. Anyway, I'm going to let you go, and I will talk to you next time. It's just been a chatty session here while I think about things. I appreciate you thinking with me. If you have any suggestions, please put them down below in the description box, and I'll certainly consider them. So, suggestions about the book. No other, suggestions. I'm doing the best I can. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll let you go, and when we come back, it will be book decorating time. So, but it's going to be in the squisher over there, my Webster Dictionary squisher and my book squisher for the next day, for overnight anyway. It'll be dry by morning, so with that art glitter glue. So I will see you tomorrow, and we will finish it up. Tomorrow will be the last video, I promise. But I'll talk to you later. We may be able to hook these two together, so I may be right back saying hi. But right now I'm saying bye. Have a good evening. Bye.